Okay, so continuing here, we have, when we do the root 3, 5 in the C cage, it goes 3, 5, root, 3, 5, root, 3, 5, root. When we want to substitute this 7 root 2 into 3, 4, 5, so we can play a root pattern off of the fourth, that doesn't mean we're going into the key of fourth. That's not a good note. We're going to stay in the key of C. So we could play this, we could play the root diatonic from the fourth, but we want to do the triad. We're just going to substitute root 3, 5, root 3, 5 of the string shaped fourth of the C. Okay, so it's going to be the same string shape. So we have E is going to just be the R, as it was up here in the C box, was just the R. C is just 3, 5. It's the same thing. See how all you have to know is the string shapes for the triads, and then just put them in order. You know which substitution it's going to be, and follow the order. E goes to C, goes to G, goes to D, goes to A, goes to E, goes to C. Okay, so it's something like, I guess it's going in fifth is eats Chuck, good dog, always eats Chuck, good dog, always eats Chuck, that kind of thing. It goes in order. So we're using the same string shapes. So the C string shape's still 3, 5. The G string shape's still just root. So over, the same string shapes. That's so that all you have to know for all three majors, 1, 4, and 5, is the string shapes for the major, for the first major, which is 3, 5 is C, G is root, D is always the third, A is always the fifth, E is always the root, and C is always 3, 5 again. So for the fourth, we substitute the E string shape. Let's just peek over here, what it is. We're starting on the E. E is always the root. C is always 3, 5. G is always the root. D is always the third. Now the 5 is going to be warped up for us, and then straight up for the fourth or the fifth there in the root in the E string shape. You see how we substituted that? And I got a little excited because I get excited about this. And we can do the same thing for the fifth. So the fifth of the string shape of the C box, this is the C cage, but it's unwarped here. You don't recognize it as C because it's all P4 tuning, but you know it's C because the bottom string shape is C. So the fifth of C is G. We look at the G string shape now. We can substitute. It's going to be the same string shape. Notice G over here has root. Here in the root triad, G is just root. Then we go to 3 in the D. D is still 3. A is still 5. Okay, so we just start the thing from G. And you do the substitution unknowingly when you just play a G chord in the C box. So we got root 3, 5, root 3, 5, and look at the notes playing out. It's G, B, D. We've got our first inversion G chord there, root 3, 5, root. Sorry. And then we go to the 5 of the A shape. Now we have to warp that up. D being the 5 of the G shape, rather. D being the 5th of the G G. We're playing the G triad in the A shape. Okay. Let's see if that's right. The A shape in the G. Where are we? We started here. Let's do it again. Root 3, 5. I'm right here to root again. Root on the 4th string. Thank you. And then 3, 5 again. Like this. Okay, now 3, 5. Let's see that. You see how this root goes over here to a major third, but it's warped up for us, so it just goes straight up. 3, 5 there, and then back up to root like that. That I kind of messed that up. Sorry, but that was the fifth substitution. Okay, of played from the C box. You see how it's easy because you only have to remember the string shapes for root 3/5. Now with the minors it works exactly the same way, except there's one extra step, and that is for the A minor, okay, we use the C major. For the D minor we use the F major shape, and for the E minor we use the G shape. So let's first look at the major shape C major and its minor shape. Instead of root 3/5 we're going to play root 3/6. So we're just going to play root 3/6. So down here in the same C box we're going to be using the, that's half diminished. Here we are. We're going to use 3/6 root. It just happens the C happens to be the 3. It happens to start on second. Actually, that would be 3/6 root. Would be second inversion of that minor. So the cages are different inversions. So we would go 3/6 root. This is your A minor taking shape here. 3/6. Now warp up the root, and there's our A minor. Stop me anywhere. Okay, so we have the root there, and then we go to the next string shape, just 3. Just 3. We're not going to go 3/5 because we're not doing the major, we're doing the minor. Okay, so it carved out an A minor. Now, we want to do the substitution for the D minor. We have to use the 4th because D minor is the relative 6th of F. So we'll use the 4th shape. So let's just peek over here at the E. It's the string shape 4th of C is E. Okay, and the string shape 5th of C is the G shape. Okay, see how that works? Skip one letter encaged and you get to the 5th. Skip 2 letters encaged and you get to the 4th, because there's only 5 letters encaged, so you're going around the circle. Okay, so let's look at that. Let's substitute the E string shape into the C box there, and we're going to start root 3/6 root. We still don't recognize anything. Then 3, then 6 warped up. Oh, I'm recognizing a D minor up here. Okay, then to root. There's our regular D minor. Okay, but let's start this again, because remember this is P4 tuning, so you're not going to recognize that D minor. Okay, so on the bottom, starting with the R in the E shape here, we're just looking at the E shape now. We go root 3/6 root. Okay, root 3/6 root. Now root 3/6 root, this is like first inversion A minor, second inversion A minor. Okay, and then on top of that we're going to go root to 3 again, obviously. So it's root 3/6 root 3. So this would be, is more like root there. Root 3, say 6. Oh, we're in the E. We're in the E. I keep looking for that G. We want to get there. Root 3/6 root 3/6 3, and then warped up 6. So we're not going straight up to this because we hit the tuning warp, so it's going to be over 1, not where that G is. That 6 is going to be where that G is. So there's our D minor familiar. Okay, now to go to the E minor, we're going to substitute its relative major, which would be G. Here's E minor, here's G. So we're going to play this G shape, 6/7 root, in the C box. So it's going to be 6/7 root there. Let's do it. So let's put the cursor on the G. We're going to start here, 6 root 3/6 straight up root. Look at the top. Look at the 4 strings are in P4 tuning anyway. What are we looking at these guys? We're looking at an E minor shape right there. There's your little E minor shape. So that's how that works. You can play right through that E minor and then 3/6 3/6 root.